The art of a profit first professional that's gone through the training, that's certified, that continues ongoing training, that brings profit assessments to our post certification groups that we discuss around together. The art of a profit professional is being able to identify real revenue and being able to track that moving forward with their clients. And I think it's something that it's impossible to get that from the book. You just don't get that from the book. You just get a formula to follow. And Deb, you created your own formula in many ways to work out what your real revenue or your margin of your subcontractors.
When I was pricing and looking at my costs and doing my profit first assessment, I realised that I needed to grow. I needed to take on not more clients, but also a team. And I was getting invoices that were variable. Sometimes they had VAT returns, the time that took VAT on. Sometimes it didn't, and they were just up and down all the time. And I was having to do my profit assessment every month, but I couldn't do it properly until I had all my invoices in, because I was unsure what my invoices were going to be from my subcontracting team. So I kind of realised that I had to really take on board the profit first methodology and make it a percentage. So we looked over the 6 months worth of invoices from the team and came up with a figure which was 30%. So I knew that if I charge my clients 30% for the subcontracting team, that I could take off that straight away. So that then gave me my real revenue. So the invoices would be paid, I would take off the VAT, because that's not my money, that goes straight into the back pot, and then I would take off the subcontracting costs, which was the 30%, and I would put that in a pot. But I paid my subcontractors 27% of that, and that left a 3% buffer in there. So therefore, if we found that the subcontractors had to do extra work, and it hadn't been costed in with the client for whatever reason, then I could have that as a buffer that I was able to pay them. They weren't out of pocket. We also kind of set up a system where they didn't increase their fees with me, but I promised to increase my fees as a minimum on a yearly basis, on an annual basis with the clients. And because we were paying the subcontractors a percentage, that increase would then be reflected. And also it stopped the possibility of me putting my prices up by, say, 5%, and then the subcontractors 3 months later putting their prices up by 7% or 10%, and me being out of pocket again. So it all aligned perfectly well. It worked really, really well. We looked at transaction levels to make sure that if the clients increased their transactions and therefore that was extra work for the subcontractors, I kept on top of that with price increases for the clients. So it worked really, really well. It allowed me then to know what I was running my business on, which was my real revenue costs, because the team are really cost of sales, aren't they?
That's where the expertise of Profit First can come into play, and people won't understand that necessarily just by reading the book. But for me, real revenue is really key. And if you get that right, and then you reflect on what your owners pay is as a percentage of the real revenue, then you've really got a strong, solid foundation to build your business.
Do we have the right team of people? Do we really need a full-time staff member doing tax work for us? Could that be subcontracted perhaps in the future? So I know that for some of our certified members, as we've gone through it, people have changed structure of their team. As people have left, people have not been replaced. Different techniques have been applied in order to boost that real revenue line and the return that people are actually getting in terms of money available to run the rest of their business. Absolutely 100% one of my favourite pieces of technique that we take the members through as they go through certification, because I think it is definitely a light bulb moment for most of them.